In this video, we will discuss an overview of business intelligence, analytics, and decision support. Our learning objectives are the following: understand today's turbulent business environment and describe how organizations survive and even excel in such an environment, such as solving problems and exploiting opportunities. Understand the need for computerized support of managerial decision making. Understand an early framework for managerial decision making. Learn the conceptual functions or foundations of the decision support systems methodology, describe the business intelligence methodology and concepts and relate them to BSS, describe the concept of work systems and its relationship to decision support, list the major tools of computerized decision support, and understand the major issues in implementing computerized support systems. The business environment or climate is constantly changing and it is becoming more and more complex. Organizations, private and public, are under pressures that force them to respond quickly to changing conditions and to be innovative in the way they operate. Such activities require organizations to be agile and to make frequent and quick strategic, tactical, and operational decisions, some of which are very complex. Making such decisions may require considerable amounts of relevant data, information, and knowledge. Processing this in the framework of the needed decisions must be done quickly, frequently in real time, and usually requires some computerized support. The business pressures responses support model, as its name indicates, has three components: business, business pressures that result from today's business climate, responses or actions taken by companies to counter the pressures or to take advantage of the opportunities available in the environment, and computerized support that facilitates the monitoring of the environment and enhances the response actions taken by organizations. To understand why companies are embracing computerized support, including business intelligence, we developed a model called, or there is a model called the Business Pressures Responses Support Model shown in this slide. The business environment. This is the environment in which organizations operate today. It is becoming more and more complex. This complexity creates opportunities on the one hand and problems on the other. Take globalization as an example. Today, you can easily find suppliers and customers in many countries, which means you can buy cheaper materials and sell more of your products and services. Great opportunities exist. However, globalization also means more and stronger competitors. Business environment factors can be divided into four major categories: markets, consumer demands, technology, and societal. These categories are summarized in Table 1.1. For the markets factor, we have strong competition, expanding global markets, booming electronic markets on the internet, innovative marketing methods, opportunities for outsourcing with IT support, need for real-time on-demand transactions. For consumer demands factor, we have desire for customization, desire for quality, diversity of products, and speed of delivery. Customers getting powerful and less loyal. For the technology factor, we have more innovations, new products, and new services, increasing obsolescence rate, increasing information overload, social networking, Web 2.0, and beyond. For societal factor, we have growing government regulations and deregulation, workforce more diversified, older, and composed of more women. Prime concerns of homeland security and terrorist attacks, necessity for Sarbanes-Oxley Act and other reporting-related legislation in some other countries, increasing social responsibility of companies, and greater emphasis on sustainability. Note that the intensity of most of these factors increases with time, leading to more pressures, more competition, and so on. In addition, organizations and departments within organizations face decreased budgets and amplified pressures from top managers to increase performance and profit. In this kind of environment, managers must respond quickly, innovative, and be agile. Organizational responses: be reactive, anticipative, adaptive, and proactive. Private and public organizations are aware of today's business environment and pressures. That is why they use different actions to counter the pressures. For example, the Vodafone New Zealand Ltd turned to business intelligence to improve communication and support executives in its effort to retain existing customers and increase revenue from their customers. Other actions managers may take are the following: employ strategic planning, use new and innovative business models, restructure business processes, participate in business alliances, improve corporate information systems, improve partnership relationships. Other Other actions that managers take are encourage innovation and creativity, improve customer service and relationships, employ social media and mobile platforms for e-commerce and beyond, move to make to order production and on-demand manufacturing and services. Use new IT to improve communication, data access, or discovery of information and collaboration. Respond quickly to competitors' actions, example in pricing, promotions, new products and services. Automate many tasks of white-collar employees. Automate certain decision processes, especially those dealing with customers. Improve decision making by employing analytics. Many, if not all, of these actions require computerized support. Response actions are frequently facilitated by computerized decision support. One of the major objectives of computerized decision support is to facilitate closing the gap between the current performance of an organization and its desired performance, as expressed in its mission, objectives, and goals, and the strategy to achieve them. To understand why computerized support is needed and how it is provided, especially for decision making support, let's discuss managerial decision making. Management is a process by which organizational goals are achieved by using resources. The resources are considered inputs, and attainment of goals is viewed as the output of the process. The degree of success of the organization and the manager is measured by the ratio of outputs to inputs. This ratio is an indication of the organization's productivity, which is reflection of the organizational and managerial performance. The level of productivity or the success of management depends on the performance of managerial functions, such as planning, organizing, directing, and controlling. To perform their functions, managers have to employ a continuous process of making decisions. Making a decision means choosing the best alternative from two or more solutions. Mintzberg classic study of top managers and several replicated studies suggest that managers perform 10 major roles that can be classified into three major categories: interpersonal, informational, and decisional. For interpersonal, we have figurehead. That means um, it is symbolic head obliged to perform a number of routine duties of a legal or social nature. We have leader. It is responsible for the motivation and activation of subordinates, responsible for staffing, training, and associated duties. Liaison, it maintains self-developed network of outside contacts and informers who provide favors and information. Under informational, we have monitor. It seeks and receives a wide variety of special information, much of it current, to develop a thorough understanding of the organization and environment. It emerges as the nerve center of the organization's internal and external information. Disseminator transmits information received from outsiders or from subordinates to members of the organization. Some of this information is factual and some involves interpretation and integration. Spokesperson transmits information to outsiders about the organization's plans, policies, actions, results, and so forth. Serves as an expert on the organization's industry. Decisional. Those are entrepreneur. Searches the organization and its environment for opportunities and initiates improvement projects to bring about change, supervises design of certain projects. Disturbance handler is responsible for corrective action when the organization faces important unexpected disturbances. Resource allocator is responsible for the allocation of organizational resources of all kinds. In effect, it is responsible for the making or approval of all significant organizational decisions. The negotiator is responsible for representing the organization at major negotiations or negotiations. To perform these roles, managers need information that is delivered efficiently and in a timely manner to personal computers on their desktops and to mobile devices. This information is delivered by networks, generally via web technologies. In addition to obtaining information necessary to better perform their roles, managers are using computers directly to support and improve decision making, which is a key task that is part of most of these roles. Many managerial activities in all roles revolve around decision making. Managers, especially those at high managerial levels, are primarily decision makers. Managers consider decision-making purely an art, a talent acquired over a long period through experience, example, learning by trial and error, and by using intuition. Management was considered an art because a variety of individual styles could be used in approaching and successfully solving the same types of managerial problems. The styles were often based on creativity, judgment, intuition, and experience rather than on systematic quantitative methods grounded in a scientific approach. However, recent research suggests that companies with top managers who are more focused on persistent work tend to outperform those with leaders whose main strengths are interpersonal communication skills. It is more important to emphasize methodical, thoughtful, analytical decision making rather than flashiness and interpersonal communication skills. The following are the four-step process managers usually follow in making decisions. First, define the problem. Example, a decision situation that may deal with some difficulty or with an opportunity. Second, construct a model that describes the real world problem. Third, identify possible solutions to the modeled problem and evaluate the solutions. Fourth, compare, choose, and recommend a potential solution to the problem. To follow this process, you must make sure that sufficient alternative solutions are being well thought out, that the consequences of using these alternatives can be reasonably predicted, and that comparisons are done properly. However, the environmental factors make such an evaluation process difficult for the following reasons. Technology, information systems, advanced search engines, and globalization result in more and more alternatives from which to choose. Second, government regulations and the need for compliance, political instability and terrorism, competition, and changing consumer demands produce more uncertainty, making it more difficult to predict consequences and the future. Other factors are the need to make rapid decisions, the frequent and unpredictable changes that make trial and error learning difficult, and the potential costs of making mistakes. These environments are growing more complex every day. Therefore, making decisions today is indeed a complex task. Because of these trends and changes, it is nearly impossible to rely on a trial and error approach to management, especially for decisions for which the factors are strong influences. Managers must be more sophisticated. They must use the new tools and techniques of their fields. Using them to support decision making can be extremely rewarding in making effective decisions. From traditional uses in payroll and bookkeeping functions, computerized systems have been used in complex managerial areas, ranging from the design and management of automated factories to the application of analytical methods for the evaluation of proposed mergers and acquisitions. Almost all executives know that information technology is vital to their business and extensively use information technologies. Computer applications have moved from transaction processing and monitoring activities to problem analysis and solution applications. And much of the activity is done with web based technologies, in many cases, accessed through mobile devices. Analytics and business intelligence tools such as data warehousing, data mining, online analytical processing, dashboards, and the use of the web for decision support are the foundations of today's modern management. Managers must have high speed network information systems. It can be wireline or wireless to assist them with their most important task, which is making decisions. Besides the obvious growth in hardware, software, and network capacities, some developments have clearly contributed to facilitating growth of decision support and analytics in a number of ways, including the following: group communication and collaboration, uh, speedy computations, improved communication and collaboration, increased productivity of group members, improved data management, managing giant data warehouses, quality support, agility support, overcoming cognitive limits in processing and storing information, using the web, anywhere, anytime support. Authors Gorey and Scott Morton created and used a framework for computerized decision support in the early 1970s. And the framework then evolved into a new technology called DSS. The framework is a 3 by 3 matrix, and um, it is shown in this figure 1.2. The two dimensions are the degree of structuredness and the types of control. So the left side is based on Simon's idea that decision-making processes fall along a scale that ranges from highly structured, sometimes called programmed, to highly unstructured or non-programmed decisions. Structured processes are routine and typically repetitive problems for which standard solution methods exist. Unstructured processes are fuzzy, complex problems for which there are no cut and dried solution methods. In unstructured problem, the articulation of the problem or the solution approach may be unstructured in itself. In a structured problem, the procedures for obtaining the best or at least a good enough solution are known. Whether the problem involves finding an appropriate inventory level or choosing an optimal investment strategy, the objectives are clearly defined. Common objectives are cost minimization and profit maximization. Semi-structured problems fall between structured and unstructured problems, having some structured components and some unstructured features. Examples of semi-structured problem are trading bonds, setting marketing budgets for consumer products, and performing capital acquisition or acquisition analysis as semi-structured problems. The second half of the framework or types of control is based on the author named Anthony in 1965. It's the author, and it's called Anthony's Taxonomy, which defines three broad categories that encompass all managerial activities: strategic planning, which involves defining long range goals and policies for resource allocation; management control, the acquisition and efficient use of resources in the accomplishment of organizational goals; and operational control, the efficient and effective execution of specific tasks. The decision support matrix is a combination of Anthony's and Simon's taxonomies in the 9-cell decision support matrix. The initial purpose of this matrix was to suggest different types of computerized support to different cells in the matrix. The authors, Gorey and Scott Morton, suggested, for example, that for semi-structured decisions and unstructured decisions, conventional management information systems or MIS and management science or MS tools are not enough. MIS and MS tools, they are not enough. It is necessary to include human intellect and different approach to computer technologies. They propose the use of a supportive information system, which they call DSS. Note that the more structured and operational control-oriented tasks, such as those in cells 1, 2, and 4, are usually performed by lower level managers, whereas the tasks in cells 6, 8, and 9 are the responsibility of top executives or highly trained specialists. In the early 1970s, Scott Morton first articulated the major concepts of DSS. He defined Decision Support System or DSS as interactive computer-based systems which help decision makers utilize data and models to solve unstructured problems. The following is another classic definition of DSS provided by authors Keane and Scott Morton in 1978 are decision support systems couple the intellectual resources of individuals with the capabilities of the computer to improve the quality of decisions. It is a computer-based support system for management decision makers who deal with semi-structured problems. The term DSS can be used as an umbrella term to describe any computerized system that supports decision making in an organization. An organization may have a knowledge management system to guide all its personnel in their problem solving. Another organization may have separate support systems for marketing, finance, and accounting, a supply chain management or SCM system for production, and several rule-based systems for product repair diagnostics and help desks. DSS encompasses them all. we have types of DSS, model-oriented DSS, which are quantitative models used to generate a recommended solution to a problem. The second is data-oriented DSS, a support or it support ad hoc reporting and queries. So, business intelligence is an umbrella term that combines architectures, tools, databases, analytical tools, applications, and methodologies. It is like DSS, a content-free expression. So it means different things to different people. Part of the confusion about BI lies in the flurry of acronyms and buzzwords that are associated with it. Example are business performance management or BPM. BI's major objective is to enable interactive access, sometimes in real time, to data, to enable manipulation of data, and to give business managers and analysts the ability to conduct appropriate analysis by analyzing historical and current data, situations, and performances. Decision makers get valuable insights that enable them to make more informed and better decisions. The process of BI is based on the transformation of data to information, then to decisions, and finally to actions. The term uh, BI was coined by Gartner Group in the mid 1990s. The concept is much older. It has its roots in the MIS reporting systems of the 1970s. During that period, reporting systems were static, two-dimensional, and had no analytical capabilities. In the early 1980s, the concept of executive information systems emerged. This concept expanded the computerized support to top-level managers and executives. Some of the capabilities introduced were dynamic, multidimensional, ad hoc or on-demand reporting, forecasting and prediction, trend analysis, drill down to details, status access, and critical success factors. These features appeared in dozens of commercial products until the mid 1990s. Then the same capabilities and some new ones appeared under the name BI. Today, a good BI-based enterprise information system contains all the information executives need. So the original concept of EIS was transformed into BI. By 2005, BI systems started to include artificial intelligence capabilities as well as powerful analytical capabilities. Other definitions of BIs are the following. It is a content-free expression, so it means different things to different people. Its major objective is to enable easy access to data and models to provide business managers with the ability to conduct analysis. BI helps transform data to information and knowledge to decisions and finally to action. A BI system has four major components: a data warehouse with its source data, business analytics, a collection of tools for manipulating, mining, and analyzing the data in the data warehouse, business performance management or BPM for monitoring and analyzing performance, and a user interface or a dashboard. The relationship among these components um, are shown in this slide or illustration.